Thank you all for stopping by. My name is Justin Gilly, and you're listening to the Rated JG Podcast. What is going on, everybody? Thank you all for tuning in to another episode of the Rated JG Podcast. My name is Justin Gilly. I'm your host, and I'm here with my buddy, Mr. Corey Ross.
Yo.
Who's becoming somewhat of a co-host, and I'm here for it. And I guess, went on the Instagram a couple days ago and asked you guys, due to the good response that we had on the most recent episode, y'all seem to really like Corey and myself just messing around back and forth, just talk about who knows what. So I thought, why not ask for a little bit of a Q&A and see what you guys want us to talk about? Current events, questions, topics, everything, whatever, just see what happens. And you definitely, sorry, we have a puppy next to us and a little bit distracted. Shout out Loki. But yeah, y'all definitely came through. So we're going to go through a bunch of random stuff that you guys sent us and see where it takes us. So before we jump into it, let me crack my beer. Shout out Natty Light, only the best here.
Shout out Doug season, by the way. Anybody out there been hunting any Dougs lately?
Deep cut.
Yeah, buddy.
That's how you know if you really listen to the pod, if you know what we're talking about there. But yeah, so we're back in the Corey Ross studios. You can tell by the medals behind us, all the trophy case.
Probably should have set my blanket up a little nicer, but
only the best here, yeah. Rated JG. But yeah, like I said, we're doing a Q&A. You guys came through, sent us some cool stuff, and it's kind of off the wall, so this was definitely not rehearsed or anything like that. But we're going to go through it and see what's up. And y'all came through with a bunch of different topics, and the first one that we're going to touch on was, it is currently, January the 20th when we're recording this. And like I've mentioned many times, if you don't know, we're based out of Texas. So cold weather is something that we're not too familiar with around here. We don't do well with, but we had a little bit of what do they call it? A cold snap, if you will. And it's been pretty damn cold here for going on about a week now. The whole businesses shutting down, schools are closed, all that good stuff. It was below 32 degrees for a couple of days now. It's actually still below 32. It's freaking cold outside right now, but we don't handle it very well around here. And people that I speak to that aren't from this area make fun of us. Oh, you guys don't know how to handle the cold. Ooh, where I'm from, we freaking go to work within 6 inches of snow and all that. Our infrastructure is not built for that. We're used to like 90 degrees, 70 degrees in the summer. I mean, in the winter time, whatever. If it gets like below 50, I think it's cold. But yeah, we are definitely not built for what most people consider cold. And it's not for what you think. Snow is cool. I feel like most people enjoy a good snowfall, but we deal with ice. A lot different. Much different. I don't care how good of a driver you are or what four-wheel drive that you have. Trying to navigate that terrain going to and from work is damn near impossible, which is why Texas tends to crumble whenever temperatures plummet. So, yeah, they were asking, so what is our thoughts on why people freak out when it becomes icy and snowy in our part of our neck of the woods?
Yeah, it's funny, though, because, snow ain't a thing, but ice is... You can't walk on ice. Go out there and try to run on it, see what happens, Better yet, walking on it's difficult. So, trying to drive on it, it ain't easy.
And we both drive big old trucks, too, four-wheel drive trucks, but, you can't... There's no... Traction control doesn't work whenever it's freaking literally a blanket of straight-up ice. And I don't know, because I don't have any family or I guess technically friends that live in cold areas, but they're like, oh, just put chains on your tires or just let the city come by and
So speaking of that, what are you gonna do? Is run up to the chain store? Where do you get these chains? I gotta order on Amazon? What are you fools talking about? I don't know, like people up north. You got chain stores. Where are you going? Like you go to Discount Tire and get some chains. Think about that though. Where do they sell these things at? Where do you get these chains?
I mean, I would imagine you could get them at like Home Depot or like Lowe's. Like, I mean, a standard chain, but is it like
No, they're specific tire chains.
okay.
Yeah.
But could you not like makeshift one? Like, just get.
I mean, I'm sure you could. Yeah, but
I mean, I don't know.
they're circular chains they're made to fit a tire, and they strap onto, like they hook onto each other to go around your tire. Like it's not like a 20-foot long chain that you're wrapping. Like
Right.
these are chains designed to go on a tire. And I'm sure you had to get different sizes.
News to me.
Yeah.
But needless to say, we are not prepared for this. So whenever temperatures drop, like it's a thing for real. And I am lucky enough to be a homeowner, and I'm going to tell you right now, my anxiety goes through the freaking roof whenever the temperatures drop, because I'm over here on TikTok threads and Googling everything, YouTube videos, watching the news, like how to prep your house for these temperatures, because from what I gather, like, in the northern states, whatever, Midwest, like they are prepared for this infrastructure. Like they have snow plows readily available from the city, or they have people that are going to go salt the roads and whatnot. No, it ain't happening. Like, it just overnight temperatures drop and the world stops. Like, I mean, people start, they're like, you need to buy every bottle of water, every loaf of bread, every non-perishable item, and hoard it for your family of 3.
And that's a Texas thing. It's like toilet paper. That was such a thing. Like, I don't know about the normal household, but I mean, you might use like 1 roll a week. Like, what are you hoarding 76 rolls of toilet paper for? How much? How much you shitting? Like, what are y'all doing in that house? Y'all having chili every night? What are you doing?
Facts. No, but it's a good question for real. Like
it's gonna be frozen for a week. I mean, even if you are locked in your house for a week, like, how many shits you taking?
Right.
Oh my god,
it's getting cold.
Hey, canned vegetables like meat. Toilet paper. That's what we need, baby.
Yeah, don't worry about the food that's gonna make us shit. We just gonna be shit, and so we need hella toilet paper to get us through this.
This last one wasn't bad though. The stores were pretty good.
Yeah, and I think that it's such like a prep for it. I mean, because you hear about it seriously. This is not an exaggeration. Like, you'll hear it for 2 weeks in advance. Like, hey guys, in 3 weeks from now, it's going to be pretty cold. So y'all start prepping now. Like, how do you even know that? Like, I mean, I'm not a meteorologist, but my God, being in Texas, you don't know what the weather's going to be like in 6 hours, much less 3 weeks down the line. So you hear this one thing on the radio or the news or whatever it may be, and people legitimately freak out. And I know if you're not from here, which I know a lot of the listeners that aren't from here are like blown away by that, but it's a real thing. I mean, we live in a fairly, it used to be a small town, and it's definitely not a small town anymore. We're blowing up, and we have like, okay, you got a Walmart, a Kroger, a Brookshire's, an Aldi. Is that, I guess, as far as grocery stores, that's all. So I mean, that's 4 in one town, and you're gonna be bebopping around trying to find everything. You got water bottles available here. You got store brand toilet paper here. You've got no canned goods here. I mean, people freak out, man, and I don't understand it. It's
so off topic, but I hate Aldi.
I like it. It's
Dude.
a little much. It's like kind of anxiety inducing, but I
That
like
place, man. They're gonna make me rent I gotta pay money for a cart.
You get it right back. It's a quarter.
I gotta pay money for a cart. Oh, here's all my groceries. Well, sir, do you have a bag to put on? No, that's your job. I gotta bring my own bag. Like, what are you talking about? Then I go in there and you want anything. Oh, sorry, we don't have name brands. You gotta find some random stuff that we have here on the shelf. What are you talking about? Where's the Doritos? Like, where's the paper plates? Like, where's your stuff at? What am I looking at?
Yeah,
I hate Aldi, dude. And their prices. Yeah, because some random dude named George made all this stuff in his basement. What are you talking about?
Yeah. There's no such thing as a Dorito. It's like nacho cheese flavored tortilla triangle.
Dude, I freaking hate Aldi, dude. Went in there twice, and I'm like, this is the worst.
I like
Where's
it.
all my stuff?
Well, okay, so I live a fairly healthy lifestyle as I'm drinking a natty and have a Zin in my mouth. But no, I try to be somewhat healthy, and so do you. It's really good for people that are like trying to be somewhat health conscious. You can get some good stuff there. Like, you know, as
Their
far
meat, I didn't like their meat either. Their meat choices was whack.
what? What are you talking about? There's only so much meat you can buy.
That's what I'm saying. You went in there, typically you have like a large, like, I don't know, is it plethora the right word? Like, you know, you get
Assortment.
Assortment. There's all kinds of pork. There's all kinds of beef. There's all kinds of turkey. You pick which one you want. Like, there'll be like a Tyson brand that has 4 breasts, but then over here there's another brand that has 5 breasts. One's $12, one's $13. You kind of figure out which one you want. You look at the calories. This one's not really working with me. Go to that one. Calories per serving. You look around. You go to Aldi. There's one thing of chicken breasts. There's 2 of them, and it's $30. Like, what? And
You bougie.
what? No, dude. I'm just like,
No.
it's like they got one option, and like it's not good. Like when you start looking at the calories and like what, there's like one option of everything. You get to choose one option of like steak. You get to choose one option of chicken breast. There's like one option of ground turkey. It's like, dude, like I need more than that. What is this?
No, I get what you're saying.
This is a grocery store.
Is Aldi like is that a regional thing? Or it's like, is that everywhere?
I have no idea.
I don't either. So you're making a good point. I get what you're saying. I do, because I've been there before. And if you haven't been to Aldi, your first experience is very anxiety inducing. You're like, the damn grocery carts, you have to put in a quarter, and you're like,
If you're not prepared, you're walking around there with no cart.
well, it's not only that. If there's somebody behind you and you don't know what you're doing, and they're like a seasoned Aldi vet, you're like, sorry, just putting in my quarter real quick into the fucking thing. Like it's a whole thing just to get your cart, which I understand because they want you to bring it back and get your quarter back. I don't care about 25 cents that much, but it's a thing.
And their layout's like I don't want to say it's like a maze. That's not the right word.
It's the TJ Maxx of grocery stores.
Their layout is to like force you to like pass something once, and then like almost like a track. It's like or like a, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but like it's a start and finish. Like there's no really weaving in between. Like you start and you pass something once, and then you go on. Like you gotta go all the way back over and like start again. Like you gotta go outside the building and start over. Like
you gotta look at the fucking blueprint of the store.
Yeah, it's like not aisles. It's a track. You start at A and you finish at B. And if you miss it, you gotta start over. Check out. And check out, put your groceries in your car, and come back. Like
there definitely is.
I'm not an Aldi fan.
No, I mean I get it because you do save a lot of money. Like, and if you're not in a crunch for time and you don't care about looking like a fucking idiot, strolling around there mindlessly, it is good. But you're right, because you will be like looking at your name brand nacho cheese tortilla squares, and then you turn the corner and there's like candles and like seasonal like snacks and then blankets and lawn chairs. You're like, what the fuck happened in 10 square feet that we turned such a hard left into the store choices?
Which is all fine. And for y'all, I don't even buy Doritos when I go to the store. It's all fine.
Liar.
It's like, I don't buy Doritos, but it's like, I don't know, when you go to the store, you know what you want. Like, you know what you want. You go to Aldi and it's like, nothing there is familiar. It's like all these weird brands. You don't know what you're getting unless you're like an Aldi regular.
I'll put it to you like this. I think of Aldi as a supplemental grocery store. Like if I'm going to go there, it's like strictly, I've already got all the stuff that I need. I'm just kind of going to go look and see what I can get for a deal. Like I get, there's like, you can get like produce and stuff. They're pretty cheap and whatnot. And then like they're frozen foods. That's where I was thinking earlier, kind of off topic there, but Trader Joe's is like a thing. I don't know. Again, I don't know if that's a regional thing or what. But you've heard of Trader Joe's. It's like the fancy version of Aldi.
Trader Joe's and like Tom Thumb's kind of the same, is it not? Or
no, Tom Thumb's like it's a full ass grocery store. It's like a Kroger, but Trader Joe's is like Aldi in the sense where it's like their own brand. Like there's like Trader Joe's chips, Trader Joe's
like a Sprouts and that kind of.
No, no, I get what, so where I was going with it is like Trader Joe's is like its own thing. Like Sprouts sells organic this and organic that. Trader Joe's, you go in there, you ain't finding nothing that's not branded Trader Joe's brand. And like Aldi is Aldi brand. Like it's like off brand, but their own thing. It's weird. And I think Trader Joe's is like the Uptown Dallas version of Aldi. Like, oh, you get your chicken nuggets from Kroger. I only do Trader Joe's organic. Shut up. It's freaking nuggets. Like, chill out.
What's just dawning on me is I didn't realize it till like this very second. It's like the last podcast, I think we spent 10 minutes griping about grocery stores. Like, talking about people getting in our way at the grocery store. Like,
grumpy old man, like, dude.
Dude, we're getting old, man. Like, we're spending 10 minutes talking about grocery shopping, grocery stores.
I've noticed that, man. Because we're slowly turning into, like, I don't want to say our parents, because my parents are the coolest people in the world, but, like, you know, when you're growing up, you think, like, oh, God, that's a grumpy old man. Dude, I'm at the point where everything fucking bothers me. Just, like, I am that, like,
irritable.
Irritable is the right word. But I go into every public interaction. This is the difference. It's one thing to be irritated. It's another thing to go into an interaction knowing you're going to, like, okay, a store where there's employees working. You're an employee somewhere too, just not at that store. So, like, I have, like, a very strong, like, I am very well aware that I'm going into an establishment where people are getting paid to work. So I'm going to give that person the utmost respect. But at the same time, say I'm at Aldi and I'm like, hey, I've never been here before. This is a weird environment. Where is your milk? And, like, if someone's looking at you and they're like, what do you mean? Where's your milk? Or where's our milk? I'm like, what do you mean? I just fucking ask you a question. Like, can you not just point me in the right direction? Like, I've never been here before. And, like, that attitude of, like, it's a general consensus across the whole U.S. right now. Everyone's just so rude and, like, off-put, and, like, God forbid you ask someone anything at their job, like, you're public enemy number one. I'm like, I didn't ask you to work at Aldi. Why are you pissed at me? Like, I'm asking you a simple question, and you're being a freaking ass to me right now. But that lends itself to being, now I'm grumpy because, like, why are you being a dick to me? Now I want to be a dick to you. And then the other people that are in the same boat as you are angry too, and then you're angry at each other because you're bumping into each other with cars. Getting old, dude. God, we are. I listened back to that other one. I was like, man, we went off on a little tangent there.
Yeah. And don't move my stuff at the grocery store, dadgummit.
That's it. I think you just get into like a routine.
Mm-hmm.
I know I do. And if there's a wrench thrown in that routine, I'm like, I got to calm myself down. Like, it's not the end of the world. We're going to get through this. Get over yourself. But the working class now, whether it be a 15-year-old or a 35-year-old, whatever, like, everyone just seems to be so angry all the time. And I don't know if it's like I don't know. Can you say the word COVID? I think COVID had a lot to do with it. Like, you know, whenever the world shut down and everybody was so caught up with their own life and their health and their money and whatnot. And, like, the interactions got real weird with people. Everybody had a mask on for so long. Like, public interactions are very weird now. And that's why, so our small town, not small, but whatever, Brookshire's is a locally owned, I think it's only a Texas thing. Like, H-E-B and Brookshire's, I'm pretty sure, are only Texas. You go there now, they're still over the top nice. Like, they are more than willing to help you. They, like, take your groceries to the car for you. They bag them up. They're like, there's no
but you pay for that niceness now.
Yeah,
There's an extra $1 or $2 to everything you buy.
That's true.
But I've been holding on to this, letting you, and you're about to bring it up. Self-checkout, bro. I don't jack with it.
Unless you're stealing a brisket.
Unless I'm in a hurry. But dude, yeah. I will not go to self-checkout. Like, I don't work here. Like, what am I doing? Like, I'm gonna wait in the line and I'm gonna let somebody check my stuff out. Like, I'm not an employee here. Why am I doing their job? Like, Can you imagine going to McDonald's and going back there and cooking your own food?
That's a little much.
Like, yeah, that's checking myself. No, I got a cart full of crap. Like, I ain't doing it.
I have
like you're getting paid to do it. You're gonna do it.
I have a threshold. If I have like 15 to 20 items, I'll go there. You wanna know?
Fair point.
Hey,
yes.
Do you want? Maybe it's a me thing, dude. If I got produce, no, I ain't going in there typing in fucking pound 1, 2, 3.
They're pretty good now. They all got stickers on them, and you weigh them. Most of them do.
Nope. That's where I draw the line. No. And then like if you are like buying alcohol or tobacco or anything, it's a thing. You have a little 16-year-old coming up to you. Can I see your ID? I'm like, dude, I already got it right here. Like I'm fine here. And they're looking at you. I'm like, I'm not trying to, get one over on you at Kroger to buy a 6-pack. Like it's not that serious, dude. But they're just doing their job. But it is weird, and it's the normal thing. There's self-checkout everywhere. Not even like just grocery stores now, like Target and stuff like that.
I get anxiety self-checking out. Like I'm trying to scan something, it ain't scanning. And I'm looking around. There's people waiting on me, and I'm like, I don't do this all the time. So I'm like, my gosh,
I don't fucking work here.
Yeah, I don't work here. God, quit looking at me. And dude, like,
I didn't have the proper training.
Dude, I only got 20 things, but it's taking me forever. And then I bag my stuff, and it's like, put your stuff in the bag. I'm like, it is in the bag. Like,
yeah. Yeah. God forbid you remove the bag too early. Like, please return it to the bagging area.
Oh my gosh, it was there for 10 minutes. Like, I'm just trying to get in my buggy now. Like, I ain't got no more bags. Like,
oh my god,
dude, it's stressful.
And it makes you feel fucking stupid.
I don't jag with it.
It is.
I'm going to an employee there, like, hey, you gonna scan all this, and I ain't jacking with it.
When did employees stop bringing the carts to your car? Is that like a? Is that? I feel like that was
only a Brookshire's thing, as far as I know, growing up.
Really?
Only Brookshire's would take. They'd walk you out there and ask you about your day and annoy the shit out of you.
Shut up and put it in the back seat.
Here's $2. Yeah. Get on, boy.
I'll give you an extra $1 if you don't talk to me. Just throw it in the bed. It's so mean.
Throw it in the back and double it.
Just give me the bread and the eggs. I'm gonna put it up front. God, we're 100 years old. Seriously.
How about that game last night? Shut up.
Yeah, right. Sure is cold out here. Don't even get me started. Yeah, it sure is. But anyways, I don't know how in the world.
Talking about this damn ice weather.
The ice and the snow brought us into Aldi, but yeah.
It was my fault.
No, it was good. But I got a couple more here. The next one. So I turned 30 in August. So Corey's about a year older than me. You're coming up on the 31. And what?
There's that clip where the guy that's what's his name? He's the war machine in Iron Man and Avengers. Him and Kevin Hart.
Oh, Don Cheadle?
Don Cheadle. And he's talking about how old he is. He's like, hey, I'm turning 45. And Kevin Hart's like, damn.
Damn.
That's how I'm turning 30. Like, damn.
It is weird thinking about that. But I don't feel 30, but, it is what it is. But anyways, where I was going with that is I'm 30, Corey's 30. But we're at the point where in human history, we should be at the point where we... Like, oh, okay, well, we're settling into the careers and, got a good idea of what's going on here. And it's just things are changing in our society. And one of the questions we got was like, how did you go about home buying and that process? I feel like we have a pretty unique perspective on this one because I'm very fortunate. I bought my home this past year in April. And Corey is a real estate agent. So the whole prospect and the whole, like, I guess the process of buying a home is so much different than when our parents and their parents went through it. Back in the day, you hear all this stuff like, oh, well, my parents got a home for, $50 and a handshake. And it sounds funny, but it's not that far from the truth. Cause nowadays, dude, it's fucking crazy. The hoops you have to jump through to even get approved, or like just trying to get a home is wild. And where I was going with our age group is typically like our peer group, people should be in theory in a home or at least able to get one, given their circumstances. Obviously things change, but Man, I'd venture to say, you know, and like as far as unless you're married, like getting as a single person,
It's almost impossible to be to be a single human and buy a home right now. Like, and we were talking about it earlier, like you almost have to be making almost like 70 to 80,000 to afford a house right now, and it's freaking crazy.
and that is
Because the average mortgage is around 25 to like $2,900 right now. That's like an average mortgage.
just to pay for your shelter, like just the home you live in, not the electricity, the water, the property taxes, the food, the entertainment, the animals, your spouse. Like, I mean, just to have a roof over your head is crazy, dude.
And I look at homes all the time, dude, and it's absolutely wild. Like there's a house in Maypearl right now. I think it's 219,000. It's falling down. The inside is not finished. It's just wooden. It's just wooden frames, and it's legit falling down. $219,000 for
Man.
something that you're gonna have to put 100,000 into just to live in it.
And like I said a minute ago, we live in a small town it's not a small town anymore. It's like we're damn near 6A. The town he's talking about is about 20 minutes from us, give or take.
Yeah.
Maybe. And they are half our size. So I mean, and if you're saying that it was a 2A, what is Maypearl, 3A?
I don't know. It was 3A when we were in high school, but that was 10 years ago.
I'd say give or take, it's probably 3/4 to half of our population in our town. And you're still paying for a dilapidated home.
There's so many things like that though. I saw a house that was for sale for 200,000, and it was like a 2-story house. The walls on the outside were falling off of it. It legit had a hole in the ceiling, like where it either got struck by lightning or like a meteor hit it, and it was $200,000. You can't live in it. Like, what? A $200,000 mortgage is almost $2,000 a month. You're paying $2,000 a month for something you can't live in. That's absolutely insane. So for something that you can't, it's $3,000 a month to live. Like,
And it's not
apartments, renting's crazy.
And there's not even a negotiation. You're like, 200,000 for this piece of shit, and they're like, you don't want it? Kick rocks. We got 12 more buyers on the way here right now, man. Like, it's crazy. And what I've heard is like a lot. I mean, you can maybe speak to this too because of your end, like with the real estate thing. People are like using real estate now, and it's always been a thing, but they're using it as an investment. Like, okay, well, if you're lucky enough to have a home that's paid off or whatever it may be, and you're like well off, you'll buy that home because you can afford it, and you're only giving the option to rent it because you have an investment property. Like, good for you, make your money. But then people our age are like dying to get into something, and you can't find an option to actually purchase a home. So you end up renting, or you end up in an apartment, which is completely fine. I'm not hating on that at all, but like it's like an endless tunnel. Like, you can't get out of it because, okay, I'm going to buy this home for $3,000 mortgage, or I'm going to rent this apartment for $2,600. Like, okay, well, it's only $400 a month difference, but that's $400, bro. Like, that's the difference in you having a home or renting. Like, the system is so jacked up right now. And it's like, I feel so bad because so many of my friends are single guys or single girls. And like, there's just, how do you even remotely begin to tackle an obstacle that big?
What blows my mind too is like, social media and Facebook. Like, we all have so many friends and followers and following people. It's like, and you look at these people our age, give or take, and you're like I know you two. Like, I know both of your professions and your jobs. And this house you just bought, it's like $600,000. What?
The math ain't mathin'.
And I'm like, I don't like, and I can't. There's dozens of them. There's so many of them, and I don't understand it.
They gotta be in just so much debt, man. There's no way.
And like, yeah, I don't know. So, and then like, everyone's saying like, in the next 4 years, there's supposed to just be so many foreclosures. All these people are buying these houses, and they can't afford them, and inflation's just continuing going up. So the it's not getting any better. But I was like, I don't know.
It's hard because like, it's on paper it seems like a simple fix, but then you have like these fucking Dave Ramseys of the world. You know who that is?
I do.
So it's
Got a book up there.
Well, you need to burn it because he's an old, out of touch person. That's like, have you ever listened to his show, the Dave Ramsey Show?
Read his book.
Where he has people call in and they're like, he's like, hey Corey,
sell your car, sell your house.
He's like, hey Corey, you're on with Dave. How's it going? I'm good, Dave. How are you? Oh, better than I deserve. Okay, so tell me what your financial situation is. They're like, oh, okay, well I'm a man. I'm 30 years old, married, and we have no kids. Okay, well what's going on? Well, we're having trouble getting out of debt so that we can move into a home. Okay, well tell me your financial situation. What are you bringing in a year? Oh, well I'm making $75K and my wife's making $50K. Okay, well, sounds to me like you should have no issues. He's like, well, I have, I put myself through dental school, and I've got a truck, and my wife has a car. He's like,
sell those.
He's like, sounds to me like you have a spending problem. What are you fucking talking about? Y'all told us to go to school to get a degree, so we did, and now I have $50,000 worth of debt on the low end, and I'm trying to pay that off, and you're like, well, you can't. You need to live with your parents. Okay, me and my wife we're 30 something years old, living in my parents' basement and eating ramen noodles you need a sacrifice. Have you been to Starbucks in the past year? Yeah, I bought a $3 latte twice this year. Sounds to me like you're the issue. What are you fucking talking about? You out of touch old geezer. Like that is not even remotely close to the issue. Well, you and your avocado toast and your lattes are the problem. No, the system is the problem. Like, there is no way out of this. And how do you expect us to? We went down the path that was carved out by the government and by our peers and said, okay, this is the way to success. And you do that, and you're trying to pull yourself out of this hole, and somehow we're the problem. What do you mean?
Hi.
I'm the problem. It's me.
I love T Swift. But what the thing that really got us and screwing me personally is, one, it was the presidential election, which I'm not going to get into politics or any of that, but that happened at the same time we had COVID. So with the president's decisions and then with COVID, like California's inflation was out of hand, their rules and regulations, their laws were out of hand. So all those people were selling their homes there and moving to Texas. But the thing is, like, a house here in Texas that would sell for $200,000, that same exact house in California would sell for like $600,000. So they're selling that house for $600,000, and they're coming here to Texas, and they have $600K cash to spend, and this house is $200,000. But there's also 7 people from California bidding on this same house. $205, $225, $250. Oh, I'll give you $300. I'll give you $400. I saved $200,000. So now that house just doubled in cost, and that happened over and over and over and over. And so now this house that should have cost $200,000, now 3 years later, is a $600,000 house, and I'm screwed, and I can't buy anything because I'm not from California, and it just ruined everything.
And that's a domino effect too, because there's so much land and so much development going on in Texas, all over Texas. So like you said, like all the benefits that we have, no state income tax, all that stuff, people come from out of state to here, which, I'm not faulting them for that. If you're born there and like that's all and you're moving here for a better opportunity, more power to you. I guess we could do the same thing and move to fucking West Virginia or something like that, but nobody wants to do that. Like we went down the path that we were supposed to go, and we're still like dealing with the repercussions of like, I don't know. It's just like we're like an eternal hamster wheel, you know. And if you say those things out loud to somebody that wants to listen, they just brush us off. And you know, I'm very fortunate. Like my parents, like whenever I talk to them, they're very level-headed, honest people, and they're like, even them, they're like, I don't fucking know how y'all are doing it. You know, like it's wild. You know, back in their time, you know, if a guy.
If you had a full-time job, you could buy a house.
And the full-time job was anything.
Yeah,
I mean,
anything.
if
you worked 40 hours a week, you could afford things.
you could be
Simple.
working at, you know, the fucking, I don't know, the grocery store, being a manager there, or you know, driving you know, working at the post office, or whatever it may be. If you had a full-time job with benefits, you were set. That was it. You're good to go. Now that's the bare minimum. People are, you know, the term side hustle didn't even exist 5 years ago.
Like
now
a full-time job now can get you a vehicle. That's it. You can't live.
No, a full-time job will let you finance a vehicle. You can't even you can't even buy one outright. And then like that's another thing. Like you have to feel bad about having a vehicle, but you have to have a way to get to and from your job. It's wild.
Times is different.
But I'm very fortunate, you know, but it's not easy either. You know, we dealing with the day-to-day life. And then once you're in a home, it doesn't get any better because, you know, Corey lives in an apartment. We're in that right now. It's a very freaking nice apartment. And then he'll come to my house and stuff. And it's, you know, we're a very modest home. But, man, the amount of crap and time and effort it takes to just keep it up and running. Like, oh, my God. I am constantly fixing stuff, putting money into, like, it's hard to, when you purchase something, you want like an immediate like gratification, like, oh, I upgraded something. No, you're fixing something like a faucet or a toilet bowl lid or a freaking, you know, a light goes out or your dryer unit doesn't work or you have a leak or like, it's always something. I don't know, man.
That might be your problem though. You're fixing things. You know, you got to buy new things. You don't fix a sink. You just get a new sink.
But that's the thing. Nowadays, you go get a new sink and they make it to where it's going to freaking fall apart in 5 years. Oh, I don't know. But in closing, buying a home is a freaking nightmare. So if you're lucky enough to be in a house or have anything, props to you because it's a constant struggle. But
by the way, if you're looking to buy a home, Corey Ross Real Estate, I can help you out. Yeah, get pre-approved. That's the first step. Don't look at a house if you're not pre-approved. It's frustrating. Don't do that. Get pre-approved.
Another thing we also talked about off the pod, if you have a buddy that is in a line of work, we're talking about real estate right now, why not use your friends? That goes across the board for any kind of business. Like, if you're going to do something and you have the means and you're able to, like, why not support your friends? Why would you go to a huge real estate firm with somebody you don't know that probably has a client list a mile long, whereas you could use someone you know and you care about, and like, why would you not give them the business? You know, just keep that in mind, whether that be buying a house or a car or whatever. Just use your friends.
Yeah, it's just anything. Like, you have a friend that has a car dealership, go to him first. He might not have what you want, but at least go to him, see if they have some, him or her. You know, you got a friend that likes to bake cookies or cake. I don't know. You have an event coming up, use them to cater. Like, I don't know. It blows my mind when, like, I guess anybody who's done something like that, stepped out, been self-employed, it means like a lot. I mean, you have a clothing brand, like, friends just buy their clothes, wear it. Like, it means a lot, and it is very helpful. Even if like you think it isn't, but I don't know. It's just wild. Like, you think your friends would be the ones that help you out, and then you look over and like they're using somebody else or doing something else. Like, it's the craziest thing in the world. Like, dude,
I heard something, like, I don't know if it was on like Instagram or Facebook or whatever, but it's so true. It was like, people want to see you do good, just not better than them.
Yeah.
And that's like, what a bitch ass mindset. Like, what a terrible way to think. Like, I want you to succeed. I just don't want you to do better than me. What? Like, I don't care what my buddies are doing. Like, well, I mean, to an extent, if you have a shitty product, that's different. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to, if you're like if you have a restaurant that's terrible and giving everybody food poisoning, I'm not going to go eat food there. But like, I mean, if you're a realtor, like you have the same licensing as everybody else, like why not go give you the business? You're going to do it anyways.
Yeah.
What?
You're going to pay the stranger. Like, I don't know. It's just wow. It's like, oh yeah, dude, found a house. Like, I do real estate. Oh yeah. I mean, do you do this kind of I do real estate, but it's like, I don't know. Like if I'm a personal trainer, someone walks up, hey man, what do you think about this program I just got? I just got this program. Like, is this a good program? Like, why didn't you just ask me for a program? Like, oh, this one was free. I probably would have given you a free one too. Like, it's just, like, I don't know. It's just wild that, and it's like your friends and they don't like think of you first, or it's like, I don't know if like they don't want to pay you, or it's like they don't think of you, or it's like, it's a very weird thing. Like, if I have anybody who's self-employed, like if they post something, I'm sharing it, I'm liking it. I want you to I just want you to succeed. I want everybody to see it. I want to give you every opportunity. If you own a clothing brand, I'm calling you first and getting like a quote from you first to see how much you'd charge me to make my t-shirts. I might not like use you. You might be expensive and I might find a better deal, but like you're gonna be like my first option. And most of the time I will probably still end up using you because benefits you, benefits me. Like, we're homies. Like,
in a weird way, I feel like that should be common sense. And like, you don't owe them anything, but at the same time, like you're going to make the purchase one way or the other. Like, why not? Like, that's such a, like, just a bitch ass mindset, man. Like, people are terrible. Like, why? And you know that they are going to find out one way or the other. And like I said, you don't owe them anything, but like, why not give them the benefit of the doubt? Just like you said, get a quote, like see what's up and try to give them and maybe if you don't own your own business, or if you've never had anything like that, or don't know anybody that has, like, it doesn't mean anything to you. You may not be aware.
Can't like empathize with it.
Yeah. But at the same time, somewhere down the line, you're going to need help, or you would like somebody to support. Maybe the word I'm looking for is support, not help. Nobody is going to ask for help, like support. You know what I mean? And the thing is, those same people that don't give you their first line of business, if you become super successful and you become the shit, they're going to be like, oh, I remember Corey back in the day. We were best friends. We were, oh, now you want to be cool. Now that, the shoe's on the other foot. Now that I have a name attached to it. Like, now you want to be cool with me? Like, no. And I don't know, maybe that's just my point of view, but I think people, all their actions are intentional and they know what they're doing.
And I'm not trying to sound bratty or something like that, like use me for business.
No.
I'm not like saying like, if you don't use me, like, I'm sour about it. But it's just like, I would expect like just friends or something to reach out. Like if I had a friend that had freaking, I don't know, what's something we use in our house all the time or something? I don't know. If I had a friend that like was like a butcher or something like that, he ranched, raised his own cattle, pigs, whatever, and he sold meat. Like, I eat a lot of meat. I eat meat every week. I'm going to eat meat. Like, I would be going to him and getting meat from that guy, because why am I going to buy meat from him? It's $3 more, but that's my homie. Like, it's $3 more to buy from him, or I go to Kroger and give Kroger my money. Like, why would I give Kroger my money when I could give it to Chad over here? Like, who Chad I went to high school with. Like,
or go
I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like,
aimlessly shop around Aldi.
Fuck Aldi. I ain't giving Aldi no money. But
again, yeah. So that all started from purchasing a home. Oh,
yeah.
Okie doke. All right. So this was your topic. You told me management issues.
Oh gosh.
You get a start on that one.
I don't know where I was going with that, but I don't know. Just management is just so wild. Like, and I always feel like it's one of those things. Like, it's like grass is always greener on the other side. I don't know. I don't know if it's just like, so I've had two like jobs where I worked for people. Now that I'm 30, I've had two jobs where I worked for a company, and I was self-employed for 5 years, 6 years. So I kind of just did my own thing how I wanted to do it. And then I worked at a job for 3 years, and now I'm at my job now for a year and a half, almost 2 years. But I just feel like when you work for I don't know if it's just when you work for somebody, you just always feel this way, or if I just haven't like my companies are just, I don't know. But I just always feel like there's always a better way to run things. And I just always feel like there's more efficient ways and a better way. And it's like, I don't know if I'm just being like, that's just a classic employee if everyone thinks that way. And then it's like you're like, I'm gonna leave here and go work at this other job. It's supposed to be better. Then when you go to the other job, it's like the same crap, like it's just in a different place. Well, and it's like, I worked at Home Depot, and it was that way. It's like, what a crap
work at
show.
Home Depot. Oh my God, I forgot about that.
My job when I was in my early 20s, it was kind of like, and none of these are like bad. I mean, it's not like it's a horrible place to work, but it's just always like, if so-and-so didn't do this, it would be so much better. If we had this kind of position, if we got paid this much, if this, like...
It's different.
You know what I'm saying? But like,
yeah.
Is it like that everywhere you go?
Well, or I feel like
does anybody like, you know what? Where I work, they got it together. You know?
Yeah.
They pay us well.
Yeah.
They got a good mindset. They got it.
It's like, you're going to have those delusions of grandeur wherever you work. Like, you're going to, oh, if I ran this place, blah, blah, blah. But... if you've ever worked for like a mom and pop shop or like something family owned that's not like under some corporate umbrella, that line gets blurred real quick because there is some stupidity that comes into the play. Like, if you're working for a huge, Fortune 500 company, there are so many things in place. There are levels and, there's employees that are in charge of other ones that are in charge of another umbrella. Like, I mean, but whenever you're dealing, like if you're in management, how about that? Because we've both been in management. If you're in management and you're in the front lines for a family-owned business or a growing business, and you are in the trenches every day with the customers, seeing them face to face, interacting with them, getting feedback, running social medias, like hearing everything that's right and wrong with the place, and you bring those, I guess, suggestions / issues to the owner that's a little bit aloof or away, and they just kind of take everything that you're bringing to them as like a joke, or like, oh, that's not how it is, or I don't care. Like, that is what breeds like a toxic environment, because what do you have to gain from that? Like, you're on the front lines hearing all the reviews and the suggestions, and then you bring it up and they're like shooting it down. So it makes like, you don't even care anymore. And then that turns into like the business going downhill.
Yeah. That's just what blows my mind is like, because me and you both have been that middleman for like a long time in different aspects of different businesses and different companies. Like, you're like the middleman. Like, you have like authority and you can make a difference. There's someone above you like stopping you from doing what you want to do, and they're the ones who make the calls. And it's like, I don't know, let's say you're selling colors. Okay, I just, red's $1, blue's $1, green's $1, whatever. You're selling colors. And for some reason, red has just been taken off. You're selling more red than any other color. And you just go to the boss and like, hey, we're selling a lot of red. Why don't we start putting like our clothes we're selling, all our stuff, like let's start putting that, let's start making like more red things. Maybe do this with red, do that with red. Like, red's really killing it. Oh yeah. That's a great idea. You show to work the next day, there's blue everywhere. Fucking blue. And you're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what are you talking about? And they're just looking at you like, huh, great idea you had last week, buddy. Yeah.
And then
what?
the P&L report comes out, 6 months later. They're like, why in the world do we have such a bad loss ratio? Like, bitch, I told you why.
Yeah, like why is Blue not selling?
What do you mean? Like,
Why is Blue not selling? Our numbers are down this month.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
If only you paid somebody to be on the front lines and give you good suggestions, but you don't even
I looked right at you and told you. Like, and it's like, no, I'm not saying, I'm not taking credit. I'm not saying I'm the smartest man in the room or anything like that. It's just like, I have the numbers. It's a fucking fact.
Yeah.
Red is selling like,
this
like it's wildfire.
This is
and you decided to push Blue.
This is an arbitrary, objective fact. Like, I don't gain any, like, I'm not making a bonus off of this. I'm telling you this is what's happening. And you're like, nah. That sounds super cool. We're going to go another direction. And
then as an employee, you feel disrespected. You feel not listened to. And it just creates this horrible negative environment. And that just blows my mind. Like, as a manager, like, your employee came up to you and said, red. Like, why would you not push red?
And you're paying.
What's the worst you got to lose? Like, that employee kind of steered me wrong, cost me some money. And then, maybe write them up, like, whatever. Then the employee, I guess that employee's got to do better next time. But, like, why would you even write an employee up for trying? But it's just wild. And it's like, and I feel like that happens in so many places, in so many different aspects. You walk up and say, hey, there's a problem with X, Y, and Z. I feel like A could fix that. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Anyways, moving on. It's like,
but there has to be a very clear line between ownership and management, because they can coexist, but you need to make that wildly apparent from the front. Like, I am the quarterback. I am the GM. I'm fucking Jerry Jones. What I say goes. Or you can say, hey, I'm going to be in the background. I'm paying the bills. And guess what? You are one of my bills. You are the manager. You handle this. Everything's on you. And 99.9% of the time, when you handle or you hire somebody that is willing and able, qualified, and doing the job that you're paying them to do, they're probably going to be successful at it if you leave them alone within reason.
the heater kicked on.
Oh, God almighty. I was like, but like, that's what blows my mind, because in my experience as a manager, the most successful I ever was whenever I straight up found my shortcums and understood them, and I empowered my employees to make decisions. Letting people that you are in charge of, that you pay, that you are like their boss, giving them the authority to handle their job to the best of their ability, and saying, hey man, I believe in you. Do what you're paid to do. That breeds such a positive environment and leads to such a good culture, and everything around you just leads to, it's like a snowball effect. Everyone is understood. They're respected. They understand that they probably will make mistakes. Everyone does, but it's for the greater good. Like, don't just shoot everyone down. And like, there was a term that we learned in school. It was called a stupidvisor, like, which is basically what we were, a supervisor that had no authority, a stupidvisor. Because like, okay, yeah, on paper you can do A, B, and C, but if at the end of the day, when you bring all these suggestions and ideas to your superior and they shoot it down, you build resentment and you're like, fuck this, I don't want to do it anymore. And what we're talking about, our experiences are from very different fields too. They're not even remotely the same. It's just across the board, man.
And that's like, I don't know. I feel like it doesn't matter what the business is. Like, if you work on employees and relationship, your business will thrive. So it doesn't matter if you're freaking selling ice or building Teslas. Like, I don't know what the hell, I just feel like I feel like a good job or something, like walking up to an employee, talking to them, and like telling them they're doing a good job, like, just means the world. Like, shit like that never happens anywhere. Well, I don't want to say anywhere, but I just feel like that does not happen nearly as much as it should. And it's just, makes me so mad.
Well, and yeah, I get what you're saying. So, there's different personalities, there's different temperaments, but I feel like pretty much across the board, everyone is very responsive to positive reinforcement. I'm not saying you need to pat me on the back
No.
and give me a cookie for doing my job. But like, if I'm doing something good consistently, I don't need you to harp on me for that one tiny mishap that happened over 6 months. How about you just come in and say, hey man, we hit our numbers this month. Good job. Or not even good job. Hey, you hit your quota. Cool. Keep on keeping on. Like, I don't like the negative, like, hey, don't let that slip. We did good. Like, Red was doing good. Don't let Red slip. Like, what is that going to do? You know, like, it's to a certain point, people stop responding to like threats or like living in fear, being like, I don't know one person that thrives in an environment where they're micromanaged. Get the fuck out of here with that. Like, I am a grown man or a grown woman working. Like, you hired me. We're past the point of my qualifications. I am qualified to be here. You are paying me to do a job. Stop breathing down my neck. Like, if I'm causing catastrophic failures every week, like, yeah, that's a different story. But like, other than that, leave me alone, man. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's just our experiences with it, but if you can't tell, we feel pretty passionate about this topic.
We didn't have a whole podcast about a topic.
We will not name names or businesses, but if you know, you know. So moving off of that one, another topic that I am not familiar with because I've been happily married for going on 7 years now. Corey Ross, what is the dating world like in 2024? That still sounds wild to say that, by the way.
I feel like
2024.
I feel like me, you, and Casey had a dating podcast like in 2020.
Autumn was on that one too. It was a long time ago. Yeah. No, it had been earlier than that. I don't know if she was with John yet, but I mean, this was before she was with John, obviously. But yeah, that was COVID times, I think, or right before it.
Yeah, we've done it before on here. I don't know, man. It's wild. I got
that was so before you get into that, like, that was back when Rated JG was popping the fuck off and we had like sponsors and stuff, and I had more feedback on that podcast. People were loving it. I don't know what number it is. I don't even encourage y'all to go listen to that because, by the way, looking back, oh my God, I need to start out every podcast by saying, hey, welcome to Rated JG. Don't listen to anything I've ever done up until like 6 months ago, because looking back is embarrassing, but whatever, it led us to where we are. But yeah, that we all did talk about it, and it was like right about like the when the dating apps were popping off, you know, nobody had like social interactions anymore, but this, you know, you're still an eligible bachelor.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't tell by the video, he's got some nice digs up in this bitch. It's a realtor, personal trainer, got a nice puppy, got a house, an apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big baller, shot collar. Dude, dating's crazy. Like, I don't know. I talk to my coworkers all the time about it. My coworkers are really into my dating life.
I'm gonna get a beer. You want one?
Yeah.
Keep talking.
But Gilly's leaving me.
I'll be back. I'm listening.
But mainly, I don't know, dude. Like, it's so hard to invest in people at 31. Like, my time, I don't have any to give. Like, I do, but I don't. I work 15 hours a week, or I work 15 hours a day. You know, comes out to be about 50 hours a week. And then I'm working out on top of that, you know, so like there's 60 hours a week that I'm doing things. And then for me to like squeeze you into that is, you know, that's a big deal. And then it's just like, is this going to go anywhere? And then dates, like everything's so expensive. So for me to get to know a female is going to cost me like $100 to $150 just for me to meet you and get to know you. That's a dinner and something, or sometimes it's just dinner, but it's $50 to $150 just to meet up with you and meet you. And so like as a guy, it just kind of like I almost have to budget for 2 weeks just to take a girl on a date. it's freaking wild. And then take them on a date, and it's like no chemistry. So that was
No chemistry, no butt cheeks.
yeah. So that was a waste. And you know, but investing is like the thing, and it's like you meet these people on apps too, and it's like, is this even a real person, or am I talking to a dude on the other end, or like
In his mom's basement with a screen name that he uses.
yeah. Or is it a catfish? Like, does this girl even really look like this? You know, is this a picture from her from 4 years ago, or is this what she looks like now?
Dude, so
And it's like, I don't know. It's like, I just need some like hard proof evidence that you are who you are, and like I need to know that you're real, and like, and then I also need to like see something in you for me to invest any kind of time or effort into you. Because this effort is just, it's just so hard.
what would you, so okay, let me
And I feel like that's most people. But
yeah, definitely. And I'll you held that up right to your throat when you took that drink.
like that.
So
I heard it too. I was like, oh, it's kind of loud.
but so if you've ever listened to an episode of the podcast, you know that Corey is mine and Casey's, best friend. We've hung out, we've gone on dates and brought Corey along with us for years now, and we live
Third wheel
vicariously through Corey's life, like in his dating life. And it's just, dude, I feel so like I don't pity you, because obviously you've had plenty of dates and had plenty of girls, but like just the atmosphere and the world of dating nowadays is terrifying, and it's sad, and it's like depressing, and I don't even know how you do it, man. Like it's so discouraging.
I don't.
Like, like for what you tell me, I'm like, I don't know how you do it, man. Like,
I think like 2022, I think I went on 4 or 5 dates. Like 4 of them was with the same girl.
it's just like to hear like you said, okay, so financial obligations aside, just to, you could find a way out of it. Like, okay, well, I don't want to spend all this money, but like, let's just have this girl over and like, let me make her dinner. That girl thinks the same way you do. She's like, is this guy a fucking serial killer? Like, I don't want to show up to his apartment, and like I've never met him before. Like, so you can't do that because of the way the world is. You like,
which and the thing is she did just willingly like, yeah, I'll come on over. Like, I'm kind of like,
she gonna poison my drink.
yeah, I'm like, this girl's kind of, she's ready to risk it all. Like, I don't like.
And another,
that's wild.
And
like, she trusts me, or is she just crazy? Like,
or
now I'm overthinking it.
Or you can be like, this is terrible, but like you could end up on like a TikTok or like a prank YouTube channel. Like, this guy invited me to his apartment. Let's see what it looks like. And you think that you're going to go on a date, and this girl shows up, and next thing you know, you're on a viral TikTok. She's making fun of you for like being a decent person. Like, everything's for clout and for clicks. And like, it's just, I don't know, man. The way that you explain your day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month dating life, I'm like, hey, you are a trooper, man, because that shit sounds exhausting, to say the least. And
dating is exhausting.
And
I don't know those people out there. It's like, I love being single. I think you're just an unhappy person, and you're lying to yourself. Like, who the heck wants to be alone? That's wild. Like, dude, like, you're a wild person. You're lying. Like, you haven't figured yourself. You don't even know who you are as a person yet. That's what I'm thinking.
As he is slowly petting his dog, who wants to be alone?
I was stroking him one night.
You were just, who wants to be alone, as he's slowly caressing his dog on this couch.
He's so like coiled up on me.
Oh, Loki dog. He's him a good
Cutest
boy.
can be.
Him the cutest boy.
But
yeah, it is funny and sad at the same time.
I guess like though, if you live like a player life, I guess you could find some joy in that. But that's not like, to each his own. That's a wild lifestyle to me. But
I think
I could see how you could like have fun and enjoy that. But
yeah, at a certain point. But I mean, it's like it gets to a point of diminishing returns. Like, whatever you've done, you've done. Like, I mean, you're past the point of like going out to the bars, and like you're not gonna go buy bottle service to impress a girl at a bar. And like, if you do
Can't afford it.
No shit, right?
Half a bottle.
Can,
You got to lay back there. No one finished.
can I just have the bottle? Don't bring the girl over with the sparklers and shit. Like, just give me like some sort of a discount. But like, it's like you said earlier, like it's almost like it's an investment. I feel like, you know, like, what's it worth? And I feel bad on both ends because I know, we've got friends that are females too. Like, how I know some shitty dudes and some shitty girls, and I'm like, man, that's someone's first date. That's someone's, like, it's hard because I can't blame them wholeheartedly just based upon the world that we live in. I mean, like, people suck, and there's so many options. Like, you think that you're the only person that they matched with on Tinder or Bumble? Like, no, you're on the roster, baby. Like, you're just you're the flavor of the week, man.
That's just wild. It's like, as a guy, like, you shoot a DM or you shoot something, and like, you're trying to think of the best thing to say. You're trying to think of something witty, something flirty. You're trying to do this and that, and you send a DM, and like, they don't ever respond, or you're just trying to figure out what you got to do to get this girl's attention. And then it's like wild on the other end, like, the girl, you have, this is wild because I've seen it recently. Like, you have literally hundreds of DMs from dudes, all doing the same thing that, like, I'm doing. Oh my God, you're so beautiful. Oh, fire emoji, heart eyes. Marry me. Like, I'm not saying I do all those, kind of do, but I'm not saying I do all those, but and it's like, if you're a remotely attractive girl and you post a picture, like, your DMs just get flooded. And it's like, as a guy, you're trying to shoot your shot and you don't realize there's 100 shots. And so it's like, as a guy, it's impossible to get a girl's attention. And then as a girl, there's 100 dudes hitting on you. Like, which one do you pick? Like, how do you filter them? How do you, like, again, it all become, to me, it all be like investing, and it's like investing effort and time. Like, which one of these, like, idiots am I gonna invest my time in? Like, is it based off their picture? Is it based off what they said? Is it just based off which one I opened? Do I even look at any of these, or do I wait for a guy to approach me in person? And then as a guy, like, you're just trying to do anything and everything just to, like, get noticed or get some kind of, attention, or get, like,
a response.
A response is what I'm looking for. Attention sounds neat. That's not what I'm like. But, like, yeah, just try to get a response.
Please look at me.
Yeah, just get a response. And, like, me personally, that's the most attractive thing a girl can do, is just, like, effort and communicate. Like, that's
the most bare minimum shit, dude. Just
that's so attractive to me. Like, hey, can you hang out Friday? Every girl, like, can't, plans. Great. Okay, and so I'm like, okay, what about Saturday? Sorry, family or something. What about next weekend? Oh, I have to look. And it's like, and then so that's what I'm stuck with all day, every day. And then I meet a girl, and I'm like, hey, can you hang out Friday? She's like, I can't Friday, but you know what? I can Tuesday. And I'm like, oh my goodness, you are attractive. I'm like, you gave me some effort. You get communication. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, and then, like,
that'll do it.
And then not only that, but from what you're saying, okay, hey, can you hang out Friday? No, I can't. What about Saturday? No, I can't. Like, to me, that's already, you're already pushing the envelope of being, like, needy and, like, annoying. And like, I like, fuck that, dude. Like,
that's like a game. And at that point, I'm like, well, now, like, are you, like, if you're not interested, just say, sorry, I'm not interested. Then I won't ask you again.
Right.
But then they're like, no, I can't. So, okay, well, I'm thinking you're just busy on Friday. So what about Saturday?
Right.
But then once they, like, turn you down 4 times, it's like, there's no effort. They're not interested. They're
Right.
not interested. But it's like, why wouldn't you just say that? Why do you make me wait 2 weeks and like figure this out?
It's because they just want to string you along, dude. Because they're like, I don't know, I'm gonna keep you here dangling just in case my other 7 fall through.
Yeah.
I always joke around like if anything were to ever happen between me and Casey, I'm gonna move to the fucking mountains with 5 dogs and never talk to anybody again. I can't do it. Like I can't do it. I have no patience for that shit, dude. Like,
And then
grow up.
everyone's guilty of it too. And it's like, you know, you want the one or something. All you want is like, you have a crush on one and you want like their attention. Or you have 5 others showing you attention, but this one isn't. So you want that one. And it's like,
Why?
it's always so stupid. And I'm guilty of it myself. It's like
Why?
everyone, like the one you want isn't giving you attention. And like you're infatuated with that one, but you might have 4 others that are perfectly fine, but like that one's not paying attention to me. I want that one. And then the other four, they done moved on because you're focusing on this one and you never get that one. And then you lost the 4 and nothing ever. And you're just like,
You need to expand on that because that's mind blowing to me. Why? Because that's
it's just a human thing.
But
I don't know.
that's contradicting what you just said though. Because like you're like shooting these shots, wanting a girl, and like you could be that guy to those girls. And
I could be that mistake.
shout out, super bad. But like, okay, so why? Okay, what makes you any different than the girls? Because you're like, oh man, like I just want them to communicate, and you're telling me that okay, say you have like 3 or 4 that you're entertaining. I'm not saying you are right now. I don't know shit about your dating life right now, but like, okay, you are hitting up 3 or 4 girls, and the one that you really want isn't giving you the attention you want. So like, you drop the other ones. You're just solely focused on her. You could be that guy to the girls that are like, man, I'm talking to 3 or 4 guys, but I really want this one, and you're blowing them off. Do you not think about that whenever you're like focusing on this one girl? Like, what makes you any different? Like, why, what is it? Like, what about the, she's not responding? Why is that enticing? That would be, I mean, I'm not in the atmosphere, but I'd be like, okay, I'm not going to chase you. Like, that's just wild to me. What is it? Like, is it just like the one, you can't have it? Like,
I don't know. I'm not saying I am different. I'm saying that's a human nature. That's what happens. I don't know why it happens. It's a fucking game, and being single sucks. That's just like, that's what it is. Like, someone comes on too strong, like, hey, I like you. And you're like, great, I have this one in the bag. I know they're going to be there. And then it's like, but this one over here is kind of, what's she doing?
is it like too easy? Like
It might be.
maybe not too, that sounded bad. I'm not trying to be a dick, but
No,
like,
it's just like they're safe and they're there. And so you don't like, they're there.
but
And
what,
so you hold them there. And like, you're not ready to commit just yet, but you know they're not going to go anywhere. But this one over here seems a little more fun. She's a little more attractive, a little more fun, but she's not quite like, she's not there yet. And so you keep thinking, well, maybe one more date, one more little clever line, like I'm actually going to get this one in. And you keep banking like on this one coming in, and you kind of held this one in a safe zone.
so you want the girl that isn't acting the way the other ones are to act the way the other ones are.
Yes.
But what happens when she starts acting that way? You're not going to want her then?
I don't know. It's never happened. I'd probably start dating her then. I don't know. But this doesn't happen often. I'm not saying like, this is putting like a kind of a poor
You're blowing my mind right now.
I'm saying that's dating
But
in general.
I know.
That's what every guy does. That's what every girl does. That's what we all freaking do. So if you come on immediately, hey, I like you. Like, you're going to get put in that safe zone, and everyone's going to be kind of looking for that one that's a little difficult. And like there's one that's a little more attractive or has a little more money or has something that this one doesn't, but they're safe. They're there. You get put in the safe zone. You're not going anywhere. I know I got you. Like, you're not going anywhere. But this one over here, he's more attractive than you. So I want to see if I can get him to act the way you do. Because I like the things you say, but you just don't quite have what this guy has.
Yeah.
And everyone's trying to, like, in their social media, and everyone's so accessible. And so it's like, it's easy to compare everybody. It's easy to do this. And like, you start getting that person, like, you know what you want from this guy, from this girl. But this one over here, has this. I'm like, well, if I can get that one to say or maybe do what this one's doing, and your mind just fucks you up. And Like, I don't know, you play yourself is what you end up doing.
I think
like, you're not even playing them, you're playing yourself.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Yeah, it's stupid, dude.
But I can see your frustration because, like you said, it's a game, but you end up playing the game. Like, it's where did the game start? No one's wrong, no one's right. You know what I mean? Like, it is just a game from the jump, and that's fucking crazy to me because to me, in my mind, all right, let's say. This is hypothetical. Say you have 5 girls on the roster right now, and whatever, you've got 4 on lockdown that'll, go on a date with you whenever you want. They've expressed interest, but that one that you're looking for finally bites. You're like, oh yeah, we go on 2-3 dates. And then, like, say you make her your girlfriend. In the back of your mind, are you not remembering, like, how much it took for you to, like, get her that, like, are you not thinking while you're on a date with her, like, man, it took me so long to get her attention. Like, how, like, if she goes to the bathroom, is she freaking swiping? Was it left, right? Swiping on Tinder, whatever it is. You get the point I'm trying to make. Like, it's like, I feel like it's a never ending game. Like, even if you have them, you don't really have them because you're kind of be like, well, like, it took me forever to get you and you had all these other dudes. Like, how do I know I have you, even if I have you? Because you have so many options, apparently. Like, I mean, my God, it took me forever to get you. Like, I don't know.
I don't know if I'm just naive. I wouldn't think about that at all.
Maybe. I don't know. This is, again, coming from the periphery. Like, I do not envy you at all. I'll tell you that. That's freaking, it sucks, man.
There's a handful out there, like, that I would just drop everything for. And, and it's happened, like, I would just drop everything, but that they just don't reciprocate it.
There you go.
They don't reciprocate. God dang.
Reciprocate
that back. And it seems like, I don't know, I feel like it happens to everyone. I feel like I'm not alone in this, but it's like the minute you do drop everything for that person, they put you in that safe zone because they know you dropped everything for them. And everyone's looking. It's a TikTok that I saw, but I'm sure it's like a very common like joke, or like I want to say it was a pastor. She was making a joke. She was kind of making a joke on ladies, but it's like it was a husband store, and there's 5 levels to the husband store, and this is just like this, but this is everybody. Everybody wants more, and so like husband number 1 had a job. You can take there's hundreds, dude. There's 100 husbands on floor 1. And they all have a job. Or you can go to floor 2 and see what floor 2 has to offer. Floor number 2 had husbands that were good looking and had a job. And it's like, oh, floor number 2's kind of got it going on. Or you can go to floor number 3. Floor number 3 had guys that were good looking, had a job, and were like nice or something, so on and so on. You get all the way to floor 5. Floor 5 had all the above, is the best guy there, the best husband you could ever wish for. And it's like when you go to floor number 6. Every woman that went in there always went to floor number 6. And it was, floor number 6 was...
What if?
Floor number 6 was, congratulations, you could never be happy, you get nothing.
Oh, shit.
And it's like, yeah, there's no pleasing you. There's no pleasing you. There's no man on the earth for you. There's no pleasing you. And that was like the joke. Like, everybody wants something more. So it's like, you have all those guys on floor number 1. And it's like, well, but I heard there's a floor 5, so I'm going to keep looking for it. And that's just everybody. Boy, guy, or
I was going to say,
guy,
yeah, that's
girl,
definitely
women,
on both
men.
ends. Yeah, for sure.
That's just everyone. So it's like, everyone knows, yeah, floor number 1's there, but I want to see what's on floor 5, floor 6. And I think that's just what everyone ends up just playing themselves, and it's like with social media, it's so accessible. Like, you see them post their pictures, and you're kind of like, I want that. And it's like, I know I have this, but I kind of want that. And you just, I don't know, you play yourself, and nobody's ever like, no one's ever, I don't want to say no one's faithful, because like, it's not like they're married or dating or something, but it's just, again, it's hard to invest in someone so much time and so much effort, because you never know, like, everyone's just splitting their investments, and it's like, I don't know, it's hard just to dive into one.
No, I mean, I can understand that, to the extent that I can, but yeah, there's like that old saying, it's like, what the tea's always sweeter and the grass is always greener. Well, here's some sugar and water your lawn. Like, I mean, like, you can fucking make what you got, what you need it to be. It's just like I feel like that's kind of like ambition in a general sense. Like when you settle, like that term settling is like, it's a bad rep or rap, whatever, but like settling isn't exactly how it sounds. Like, I mean, because you're over here wanting the I don't know, whatever, the girl with the biggest tits, fattest ass, freaking, making 100K, nice, good family dynamic, friendly. Like, what are you bringing to the table? You know what I mean? Because I mean, like, you need to reciprocate that as well. Like, you can't just be wanting everything. And like, what are you bringing to the table? Are you friendly? Do you have a good job? Like, are you not even like, I mean, monetary stuff aside, like, I mean, are you a decent human being? Like, are you going to treat them like an equal? Like, I don't know. It's weird. And I feel like another thing too that flies under the radar is like all these apps and whatnot, like Tinder and Bumble. Like, everyone's like, oh my gosh, you need to give so-and-so the time of day. Like, maybe she's not the prettiest or a little bit heavy or whatever. Like, your first instinct is going to be a physical attraction. And I hate that flies under the radar. You're not just going to go talk to somebody that you are not remotely physically attracted to just because, oh, they're probably a good person. Get the fuck out. No, you're not. No, you have to be attracted to them first. And that is a double-edged sword, because that is what started all of this, because they're like, oh, wow, hey, congratulations on your face. I like it. And then it just turns into all this we've been talking about.
It's wild, man. Yeah. I hate being single. It's the worst.
Yeah, so at Corey Ross,
Yeah.
hit my boy up.
Hot commodity here. No, I've been joking about it though. I was like, how many 31-year-olds do you know that's like in shape, no exes, like no ex-wife, no ex-husband,
No kids,
like kind of a unicorn these days, like they don't really exist, but we'll see.
You're not wrong. That's the bad thing. No hate.
Got a job.
Not hating on anybody that has those attributes. I'm just saying, like, you're not wrong.
No baggage. Hi.
Questionable.
But
no, I do. I feel for you, because the dating world is wild to me from what I hear from you, and I feel
now I'm 31, and like every like girl my age, and it's like they're divorced, they have kids, they have this and that. Like most 31-year-olds, they've already got married, tried a family, and now they're starting over, which I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely, I have never dated a divorced, or I've never done any of that yet. I don't know. That's going to be a whole different like ball game. I don't know how to play it, but I could learn it. I'm not saying whatever, but there's very few 30-year-old women out there that are like, oh, it just hasn't happened. Like almost every 30-year-old woman I meet right now they have kids. Mm-hmm. They've been married. They this, that. So it's like, it's a difficult game.
Which that takes you. So you're talking about level 1, 2, 3, 4. Like you're on level, like you're on ground level starting there.
Yeah, we're down there in the basement. Oh, yeah. God dang.
Just be nice to me, dog.
I'm not trying to be mean. It's not the ideal situation, and everyone gets that. Everyone understands that.
You didn't come off mean. Yeah. I know everyone knows what you meant. It's just funny. I don't envy you whatsoever. I feel bad because it's like, I know you've been on dates with like nice girls that I've met and whatnot, but it's just, damn.
If I was just more social, I don't know. I don't get it. I can't bring myself to like just go to Fort Worth or go to the bar on a Friday night and just, hey, can I buy you a drink? Like, that's the worst. Like, dude, that would be like a nightmare to me. Like, I go talk to all these people. I go spend $20 on a drink and
Just for
you know,
to
get your
turn around.
name. And she's like, I'm talking to her, like, what's your name? Sandy. Sandy, hey, nice to meet you. Where are you from? I'm from Flower Mound. I don't know where that is. It's 45 minutes from where I'm. Oh, great. Well, anyways, nice to meet you, Sandy. No, my name's Candy. Oh, fuck. I had it wrong the whole damn time. Shit. Like,
She gives you her number. You call it. It's the rejection hotline.
So fuck. Like, yeah. Just got a free drink out of me. So.
Oh my God.
That just sounds like a nightmare to me.
It definitely does. It sounds like it to everybody.
I don't know, people thrive in there, man. Let's go out. Let's go out.
Yeah, where do you even find girls nowadays? Like, what do you do?
They're everywhere at the bar. I don't know.
Do you want those?
I don't. I just if I meet a girl, I don't know if I'm just being pessimistic or what, but like if I meet a girl at the bar, that means like you like the bar and you expect me to come back. Like, dude, I got one or two of them in me a year, and I came here to meet you. And then I thought I was done. Like, you're telling me I come back to this place? Like, and we got to keep doing this? Are you shitting me? Like, dude.
He's not lying either.
No.
But
Like, I came to the bar to meet a girl. I didn't come to the bar to
continue
keep meeting you. Like, what are you talking about?
We don't need to come back here.
Yeah. I thought this was it. You do this every weekend?
Nice to meet you, Candy. I'm out.
Yeah. Bye, Sandy. Whatever the fuck her name is.
That's so perfect because I know exactly what you mean. Because God Almighty, I have drug you out to go like different things out on the town over the years, and you are like just to get you to the point of saying yes is such an investment. And then once you go, you usually do have fun. But like you said, like I can't imagine when I go there. I mean, I'm with my wife and our friends. We're having a great old time. I'm not on the same wavelength as you. I'm not over there like, trying to find somebody. So I can't even imagine. I have fun because I'm like, cool, we Ubered out here. We got a hotel room. We're going to have a good time. And you're like, fuck, I got to go talk to Sandy. Little do you know that her husband's on the other side of the bar.
That's what's crazy too. Is like all the dudes want to pick up girls at the bar. I'm like, dude, I don't know. I'm always kind of looking like, where's the dude at? I see an attractive girl. Great. Where's the guy that she's with? That's my immediate thought. Like, because I don't want to be staring too long and like I'm gonna get a fight. Like, gosh.
And Cowboys Arlington isn't a thing anymore, so that was your go-to. Swing them around a little bit.
Yeah, do a little two-stepping. For the record, I never two-step. I'm a half-stepper kind of guy.
I feel like two-step is an old man thing to do. But
yeah, if you're two-stepping, you're either old man or you're trying too hard.
Yeah, or you got starched jeans and a 10-gallon hat on, and you're the
same guy.
Howdy, ma'am.
He's the same guy, like throwing her up in the air and doing them little hippity hops and fucking what is it, washer and dryer, whatever the shit's called.
The pretzel. This guy's over here doing YouTube tutorials on how to swing before he goes out there. He's like, I'm about to fuck these women up with some sick dance moves tonight.
Dude, I was at Cowboys one time dancing with a girl, and this fucking Johnny Tryhard, man, this JTH out there, he had this girl, and he pick her up like fucking, sorry, I'm cussing a lot. He's picking her up like what's that movie?
Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing, dude. He's picking her up in the air, and he's got her horizontal, up above his head. And then he kind of catches her, brings her down, and he swings her to where now like they're hip to hip, and her legs are behind him. She's still horizontal. He's vertical, and he'll pick her back up. She's on the left side, picks her back up, and then drops her over to the right side. And same thing, now they're hip to hip on the right side, picks her back up, spins her around, this and that. That's just too. It's a dance floor, not a gymnastics, So it's like that stuff blows my mind. But I know one time I was at Cowboys dancing with a girl, and old Billy Bob started throwing this girl around, doing that exact same thing. And they're coming down. She's coming down to do their little hip to hip, and he's about to throw her down. And I'm 12 inches from this guy, from this couple, whatever the heck they were. And I got a girl that's facing me, and I'm looking at them, and she's about to come down, and she's about to like it's gonna end up being a drop kick. She's about to drop kick the girl I'm dancing with. So I throw her to the side, and I then like make like, you know, like an X with my hands, like I'm bracing
Playing defense.
Yeah, I'm playing defense, like I'm bracing myself. And this girl sure as shit drop kicks the shit out of me. And like, I'm a big boy, so I don't go down, but damn, it hurt. And I look at them, and it didn't even fade. They just keep on over their gymnastics and fucking flipping and flopping. And I'm like, you assholes. Like, who does that? What are you doing?
People that aren't from here,
Trying
they
too,
can't. They can't
hard.
even like. I know how that sounds to people that don't know what you're trying to. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like a pendulum. She's like, up,
Yeah.
down, up, down, and then on the way down, she just drop kicked the shit out of
She
somebody.
drop kicked me. Woo. I
like-
can't be mad at her, you know, but
And like you said, you know, if you ended up with that girl, is she expecting you to do that every weekend? You want me to pendulum you every week? You're crazy, dude. This is I gotta have Advil and a couple nights rest to recover from this night.
I used to like half stepping, but that ain't half stepping.
I've never heard that story before.
That's like what them cheerleaders do, man. That's like them competitive cheerleaders. That's like the crap they're doing. Throwing them up in the air and what do you call that? Aerials and all them girls, the flyers, man. Like them girls had to be like flyers to come on the dance floor.
That is crazy.
You were probably there that night. You don't remember? That girl drop kicked the shit out of me.
All I know is that there was one time where, God, this is Casey's favorite story to tell. When we used to go to Cowboys Arlington, and that Stoney LaRue song. Well, I guess it's a Brandon Jenkins song. It's Oklahoma Breakdown. So that is Stoney.
I love that.
So there's a very, very, very common dancing song. It's called Oklahoma Breakdown by Stoney LaRue.
Sure, got you crying.
But if you don't know this song, the one that they play at the dance halls is like the live recording, and it's a very fun, upbeat song. And me and Casey, whenever we were young, we were, pissed drunk out on the dance floor, having the time of our life, dancing, swinging her around. And at the end of the song, typically you do what's called, you dip the girl. Like, you kind of put like one leg out, grab the back of their head and like dip them down.
What's making me laugh is there's people out there who don't know what a dip is.
That's what I'm saying.
Crazy that we have to explain it.
I know. God, my leg's asleep. So this story, Kate. Oh my God, this is the funniest thing ever. Casey was.
I used to love the fake dip, man.
Dude, oh my God. So that Stoney LaRue song, it's like, I forgot what part it is. It's towards the end of the song. Say the song's 5 minutes long. At 4 minutes and 30 seconds,
Yep.
if you don't know it, you would think the song's over. It's like
It's a fake end.
It's like whatever. Dun, dun.
Let me tell you,
And then it's
I
like,
love you one more time. Then it dies at
Then it goes
3, 4.
And
It starts over.
And oh my God, Casey was so having a good time. I'll just say that. And she was like, dip me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what? And we've been dancing for 4.5 minutes. I'm sweating. I'm like, right now? She's like, just dip me. I'm like, okay. So I dip her down, and she's like, doesn't realize it's the end of the song, or not the end of the song. So like, I'm dipping her on the half end, as she hears that, like the song keeps going, and she rips her head back up, and I'm holding her head in a dip. And dude, I held a handful of Casey's hair, ripped it straight out of her head because she like was just on another planet, just, so drunk, having a great time. As she falls down, I'm catching her head, and she just whips back up, and I am holding her, and she's like, you just fucking ripped my hair out. I'm like, you told me to hold you. Like, what are you doing? And oh my God, to this day, that's the best. She will be like, yeah, that was 100% my fault.
I'm just laughing, thinking, like, if that was me in your shoes, and that was like
a girl you didn't know.
That was a girl. Hey, you want to dance? And I'm sitting there with a handful of her hair. I don't even know her name. What do I do with this? Do I act like it didn't happen?
Here's your scalp.
Just throw it down, act like it didn't happen, or like she had to have felt it. Like, what am I doing? Dude,
This belongs to you.
Is this yours? I don't know what I would do.
I don't either. Well, other than
I would
what
probably
just did.
just look at it, look at her, see what her face is doing.
Oh my God,
If
I'm
she doesn't say
crying.
anything, I'm acting like it didn't happen. I'm gonna throw it.
Oh no, dude. Oh, Casey knew exactly what happened, and the thing is, she knew it was her fault. And I'm looking at her with just a handful of her hair, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. You did this. I'm freaking crying. Oh my God.
Dude, one time, I was such a chump, dude.
A chump.
Yeah.
What a word.
A girl I went to high school with was at Cowboys, and I always had a little crush on her. So I went up and asked her how to dance. I went up and asked her to dance. And after like 2 minutes into the song, I act like I didn't know who she was. Until like 2 minutes into the song, I'm like, "Hey, you look familiar." She's like, "Yeah, we went to like you idiot." And I was like, And I was
You
like,
don't say.
yeah. Oh, yeah. No wonder. How you been? And I never felt like more of a loser than that moment. Like, she saw right through me. And I thought it was gonna be such a good play. Like, I was gonna act like, things have changed. Like, it's been like 4 years. Like,
She guys sat behind you in math class for 4 years in a row.
yeah, I was thinking I was playing it cool. Like, I don't know who you are. Oh, you're the same girl. Like,
She's like, you liked my Instagram story today.
I don't remember you. Like, dude, I thought I was playing it cool, and so embarrassed.
You called yourself a chump.
Dude, I was.
What a wild time Cowboys Arlington was. Oh my God. What did they do with that place? Is it even open? No, that's like they like demolished
They
that
demolished it in a parking lot.
for that GM plant. Oh, that place took years off of our life.
And Red River sucks.
I've never been.
You never went to Red River?
I didn't even like dancing. The only time that I went was with Casey. I'm sorry, I'm good at dancing and she likes to go, but I'm not. I don't like it.
Red River's it's a dance floor is like a NASCAR track. It's a circle. But a circle's not the right word.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I've seen it. You talked to me about it. It's like an oval with like a bar in the middle or something, or like a.
So yeah, it's like an oval, but I mean it's like a track, like a track, like a high school field and track, and then in the middle of it is a bar. So you dance and you have to go away, like you have to move, like a revolution.
Revolution.
Like revolution. You have to revolve. You have to revolve around it. And there's a flow, like a lazy river. There's a flow to it. And if you don't fall, like you're gonna jack up. So it's like a flow around the bar. So you can go inside of it, get a drink, come back out, or you can go outside of it. At the end of the day, it's not that bad. It's narrow, so it's hard to dance on. And like I said, you have to flow with it because you're constantly doing laps around this track or lazy river, whatever helps you imagine it. But the worst part about it is that the dance floor is a smooth 12 inches off the floor. Like, it's a fat step up to get up on the dance floor. And if you've been kind of drinking and you're kind of swirling and you get a little dizzy, like, dude,
That's a big
it's
drop.
a hazard. Like, I don't know how many girls like I'll be spinning, and like I gotta like grab them real quick and like save their life. And they was spinning right off that 12-inch platform, and like it's not friendly. I'm surprised they haven't like. I'm surprised when I was there was never like an accident. Like, I don't know how people weren't just breaking their ankle or falling off that thing.
That is always something.
It's a steep step, dude.
That is always something so funny to me too, is like whenever you're out there dancing, having a good time, like there are people that is their bread and butter. They're like, I'm going to go fucking dancing tonight. And I'm like,
And there's people like
hey,
they're not there
easy.
drinking. They're over there downing water because they're sweating. Like they're there just to dance.
And dude, you want to know what's so crazy about me? We've been doing this for a long time. My mindset, instantly, I think about people like you. Like, okay, I'm going to go out there and meet a girl. The last thing I would want to do is if say I met a girl out there, we're having a great time, just sweaty and gross. You're gonna take her home? Like, ew, dude. Like, no thanks. Like, you've been out there burning calories all night long, sweating tequila shots, just nasty, floating in the air, about to fall off this platform. Like, hey, come home with me. Like, no, dog, go shower. Like, no, thank you.
The video people know why he's laughing. I got a face over here.
Yeah, you've been there a time or two. I know. I'm like, no, thank you. Like, but where I was going with that,
Depends on the girl.
yeah. But where I was going initially is like, that's so funny to me. Like, we go out to have a good time or whatever, and then there's people that are like, I'm gonna go dance. Like, I'm gonna drink Red Bull and water, and I'm just gonna freaking tear up that dance floor tonight. And like, hey, no hate. Like, if that's your thing, go for it. But
That's wild to me.
and then those guys, they're so serious. Like, I mean, they are starched jeans wearing freaking $100 pearl snaps. I'm like, y'all are cracking me up. Like, I mean, do your thing. It's just, it's goofy to me. But hey, I guess if it works and you're getting girls, get your girls.
I guarantee you all they're doing is dancing. Like, dude, I don't know. I remember those guys. That's wild.
Yeah,
dude,
I do too.
Think about
Very
that right
well.
now. Like, think about the last time you two-stepped. Like, think about the last time you were on a dance floor. I couldn't tell you.
Every wedding I've ever been to, bro.
You're two-stepping?
Well, not. I mean, well, half step, but God,
I want to say the last time I danced was at. I want to say it was at a PR. Is it PRs?
PRs, yeah.
I want to say it was at PRs with shout out Kyler Brown with
KBZ.
with Kyler's cousin. I think that was every bit of 10 years ago. I think that's the last time I danced. I was at PRs with Kyler's cousin.
Did you dance when we went to Oklahoma with Casey and Autumn for their birthdays last year?
No,
No,
I was wanting to, but
didn't.
no, didn't have enough courage.
Well, people watching at those instances is really fun too, because those guys, man, you couldn't tell them shit that night. They are in their minds. I'm Patrick Swayze. I am the bee's knees. These women don't know what's coming for them. I'm gonna do pendulum switch.
Right. Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, footloose.
Dude, yeah, they were prowling.
That's what you need to put in your Tinder bio.
Kevin Bacon.
No, just I'm really good at two-stepping. I'll make sure you don't fall off that platform.
Yeah. Dude, I can't imagine going out and dancing right now.
I don't know if I had the stamina. I'm tired.
Dude, that would just be, I don't.
Doesn't sound like a fun time.
It kind of does, but at the same time, I don't know. It's like, y'all going to be done dancing by 10 p.m.?
Yeah.
Like, I'd had fun, but after 10 p.m., I'll be a little tired.
Go dance one time and then be like, hey, that was fun. Like, you want to go to the bar? Hang out? We don't have to do this anymore, right?
Yeah.
Then those girls come up to you. You want Jello shots? Nobody wants your Jello shots. They're $1. That's 99 cents too much. Nobody wants that. Get away from me. That's another thing in the stockyards. They are ruthless with that stuff. Every 5 seconds, there's a cocktail waitress. You want this? No, I'm good. Thank you. Please leave me alone.
Leave me alone. I'm eating lunch.
Deep cut.
Dude. Yeah. Well, it's like single life dancing. I don't know, dude. DC could probably handle all of it, but
DC is drunk Corey, by the way.
yeah.
As you're stroking the pup one more time.
Drunk Corey's outgoing. He's a goofball.
We got to get drunk Corey out there. Drunk Corey you'd be level 6 on that thing, where people are like, oh, you're never going to be satisfied. Well, they've never met drunk Corey before.
met DC.
That would be the satisfaction level right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Well, we've been doing this for damn near 2 hours. So I think that's a good place to wrap up. The Q&A was really fun. So I appreciate y'all sending that stuff in. We had a good time. And Corey has somewhat become a co-host. Y'all really seem to like him. So I'm not sure why, but it is what it is, I guess. So if y'all continue to like this stuff, let us know. And if you haven't already, please go follow Corey and his I do this every time and I don't know what it is because you just changed your handle, right?
Yeah.
Well, you plug where they can find you.
I don't even.
I'll look it up.
These days, I don't know. My personal account's Corey Ross with 2 Y's. And my fitness account is the same, Corey Ross with 2 Y's _ fitness.
Yeah.
But the fitness page these days are more just kind of like, it's just fun. Just kind of anything I post fitness, gym wise, it's going to go on there. It's not so official anymore these days. That's kind of the way I'm leaning towards.
Yeah, but either way, go give them a follow. If you haven't already, we appreciate you following the page as far as the podcast is concerned. You know, I'm trying to do this YouTube thing. That's been fun. So y'all seem to like that. I don't know why, but you know, if you like to watch us sit here on a couch and talk, that's cool too, I guess.
If you want to look at a pretty dog for an hour and 45.
Loki Doke is sleeping.
Loki Doke's been snoozing this whole time.
Go follow the YouTube page and the podcast page and all that good stuff. You know where to find me. I'll plug all that. But anyways, it was fun, Corey. I appreciate you, man. And if you haven't already, 5 stars, that helps a lot too on Spotify and Apple Podcast and blah, blah, blah. You know where to find me. But anyways, like always, I appreciate you guys. And remember, as long as y'all keep listening, I'll keep talking. See you next time.